Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. Elliott. I'm Nikita Denton. I am Sam's speech therapist, speech language pathologist, and this is Mr. Turner. He is our chairperson and also our principal here at school. Thank you guys so much for coming in. First off, I wanted to give you this. This is your parental rights. It's basically 30 pages of stating that we can't do anything without your permission. So if you are bored, you are more than welcome to read all 30 some pages of that. So Sam's been doing really well in speech. This this meeting is just to discuss his progress and to discuss the changes that we made, if any, to his IEP, because this is for an annual review. He's not due yet for his 3-year reevaluation, and he's not due to get consent for that yet either. So Sam comes to me for language. His speech sound production skills are really intelligible, and he doesn't have any issues with voice fluency, any of that stuff. So he comes to me for his language. I know he recently was homeschooled or transitioned from homeschool to Campton. Has he been enjoying being with other kids and kind of the change in scenery and stuff? Oh, great. I'm glad he's being able to make friends. That's wonderful. Well, we really enjoy having him here at Campton, and he does seem to be doing really well whenever I pull him for group sessions. So he has been making good progress on his language goals. He's been making, about 60% whenever he formulates grammatically correct sentences. He follows two set directions relatively well, about 75%. And he answers WH questions with about 75% accuracy, and then his auditory comprehension questions is about 60%. So there is a little room for some improvement, which is why I kept his goals the same, because he hasn't quite hit that 80% mark, but he's really close, so I foresee him potentially mastering some of these here in the near future, maybe even within the next year before we meet again. So his other goals, they're, like I said, the same: following two-step directions, formulating grammatical correct sentences, and correctly answering WH questions and auditory comprehension questions. And I'll be doing things like modeling and cueing, using manipulative. I like to be able to kind of use generalization, so that way he's able to do it at home and in the classroom too, not just whenever I'm around. So I'll sometimes use real life pictures and stuff. And he does get some modifications and some aids, so some oral prompting, some simplification, repetitions. I'm going to continue to get him one time a week for 30 minutes in a group session, with his peers. He's been doing really well with that, so I don't see the need to change that unless you guys think so. And this is his least restrictive environment. I don't feel like going into the classroom and working with him would work as well, because there are so many distractions, and with him being so young. So he also will be getting a report card every 9 weeks. I know he gets them with the general ed classroom, but I also like to do my own report cards every 9 weeks that go with that, so you guys know how he's doing, and you don't have to wait a whole another year to hear about how his progress is. And he is only 6 years old, so I know he's not going to be getting any kind of accommodations on any tests, like state testing. But if he has any kind of iReady or any kind of like bigger test or anything, he's able to get some extended time in a scribe. So if you guys, do you guys have any questions? Yes, I do realize that there was some talk about him potentially being tested for special education. I know that there's been a referral started with one of the special ed teachers. I think she hasn't quite got all of her information yet, but once she does, she will be in contact with you guys, and we will all have a meeting to discuss testing him. So he is still not due for me for speech and language testing, but since to keep all kinds of timelines the same, if he does test him for speech and language or into special education, I will probably also go ahead and test him. Like I said, to keep that timeline in range. But she'll be in contact with you and and then she'll test him, and then we'll have another meeting to discuss those results. And if he does place, then I won't be his like main case manager. She will. So he'll still be getting speech and language services, but she'll pull him. But again, that's all her stuff, and she'll be able to contact you whenever they get any kind of extra information. Any other questions? Wonderful. So I have some papers for you to sign. This is the meeting notice. It just states that you were here today. I contacted you about 7 days ago about this meeting, and you agreed to come, and then you were here. So we signed this one, and then this next one is a conference summary. It's just a big summary about everything that we chatted about today. I will go ahead and state that you were concerned about his special education placement and eligibility, and so I'll go ahead and I'll type that up after this meeting, and then it'll be on Infinite Campus and in his brown folder, and then I'll have his regular teacher sign it as well. And then this one is his Medicaid form. This just does he have Medicaid? Does he have a Medicaid card, medical card? He doesn't? Okay, that's totally fine. We like to just keep this on hand just in case something in the future happens within the school year and we don't have to call you. It doesn't have anything to do with, like, if you were to get it, have any kind of benefits or anything like that. It mainly just affects, funding and stuff with the school. But again, it doesn't have anything to do with any kind of your insurance, or the only thing that it might affect is if you were to get outpatient services and he did have a medical card, just let me know, so that way I'm not pulling him on the same day as you going to the outpatient services, because that can cause some kind of issues, legal issues. But if that's not, if there's nothing else, like I said, you can contact me up here. You can email me. I'm always available to answer any kind of questions. And if there is any kind of issues or change or anything, then we will just change his IEP a little bit, amend it. And then I'll see you guys again next year. Thank you.